Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Kerbal Space Program, episode number 18 in our Happy Little Accidents career. Well, let's jump over to the contracts because we just finished the contract finally for the MUN, and that means there it is. Explore Minmus. I actually don't think that this is what this episode will be about. I mean, I have an actual game plan for the rest of the series. This can go on ad infinitum, ad nauseum, whatever. It can go on for a long time. This is a game which is very long term. I actually am thinking of pivoting into Factorio of all things. Another game which, just like Kerbal Space Program, a great early access game, or a game which was developed for a long time. Anyway, so and I'm starting to think about when to bring this to a close. So anyway, let me accept this, which is also going to give us a nice advance of 110,000. I want to do this one because it seems like very doable. Find a baobab tree and collect data with the large scanning arm. So as far as I know, I don't need to have I can just make a rover do this. So I do want to do this. We'll accept it. I also want to do this, conduct temperature surveys near Keaton's Arch, because this is actually really close. I'll go ahead and show this. It won't give us too much. In fact, the science is probably more valuable at this point than the money. Well, 53,000 for completion is pretty good. But let me just accept this because it expires in 4 minutes. So I'll show you that one. I'm not going to do the tourist ones because, in particular, because none of them have like a unified plan. This is closer to the unified plan for 2 tourists to be orbiting the MUN. This would probably net us what it looks like, maybe 100,000 all told. Doesn't really seem like it's worth it. I was getting better, quicker gains from the previous tourist missions. And this one actually has a land on the MUN. But are you kidding me? A land on the MUN is only 8,000? I'm sorry. That's no way, man. This is worth way more than that to me. Anyway, so we also have this extract ore, which is kind of interesting. If only it weren't 2,800 units of it. You get a lot of money for this. It's kind of fun and some idea. I mean, in some ways, I want to accept this. We have a limited number of contracts, so we can't actually accept anything else right now. But that's another thing, especially we just essentially accepted the amount of money in advances that we need to upgrade this, and that's going to allow us to, I think it's worth upgrading this so that we can get as many contracts as we want. So I'll go ahead and upgrade it. There we go. We're down to 1.3 million. We go back over here, and I mean, really now, in some ways, this will pay for itself from the perspective that I could just start accepting every contract and get the advances on them. But I think there still is a limited number of contracts that you're allowed to have active. I mean, the game doesn't generate new missions. I don't know how the mission generation works, but I assume it's, somewhat restricted. You can't have infinite contracts accepted in your active contracts. So I'm not sure, but that's my speculation. Okay, so we have, actually we don't need to accept any of these. This doesn't seem so bad. One sec. Anyway, got pulled away for a second there, but basically, I think we have enough things for me to do off camera for a little bit. Like, here's the temperature readings, very close, obviously. I probably should do the poor Wendell or Shuffle rescue at some point. It's a nice intermediate ground between going to the MUN and then next up is Minmus. We did accept the contract for that one. And then also there's this tree, doing this tree scan. So, maybe I don't know if I'll come in and just say hello to you when I'm scanning the tree or not, but those are things I'm going to go ahead and do off camera. So I'll see you back in a little bit. Well, I guess this is not a baobab tree or baobab tree. I scanned this one. I scanned a really huge one. Wait, is it right here? Is this one? Yeah, this was the big one. This is not it. I can at least report that I did the other contract, which is the temperature scanning right around the Kerbal Space Center. So we got, 9,000, 9,000, 9,000 for science for each of those, and a 53,000 bonus on top of that, so that's good. Now I'm going to continue. I probably need to go look up what the hell a baobab tree is, and what the hell it looks like, and from what distance away it'll spawn. Will it spawn in? Do Do I need to change something so it spawns in a little bit further away so I can actually see where the hell I'm going? Well, I don't know. Many questions. I will resolve them and get back to you. Okay, I've spotted something which, I don't know, it's at least unique in the distance. So here we go. Let's hope that... Oh god, did I lose it? Where'd it go? There. Let's hope that this is a baobab tree. I'm coming for you. Well, don't ask why we have these here. It certainly wasn't because I flipped and killed myself. Certainly not. Anyways, my next guess is what a baobab... Oh, it is. Great. Oh my goodness. I need more electric charge. I'll be back. Alright, the scanner has been updated. I've added 2 massive battery... I hate this game. Damn it! I should have just read the stupid... And it is the proverbial 3rd time is the charm, knock on wood. It is. Why is it that the 3rd time often is the charm? Probably confirmation bias. Anyway, this is neat. I've never seen this before. Huh. This is pretty cool. Oh my gosh. You're no longer just scanning it. You're killing it. And this gives you science? What the heck? The ring of this ancient tree will provide centuries of valuable historical climate data, but can it be gathered without harming the elder baobab? Your scan has collected all of the detail possible. Congratulations. Okay. That is the question. Okay, I'm going to take her home. Without dying, I'm pretty sure. Oh, okay, this is actually an object. You can run right through the other trees. You cannot actually run right through this thing. So, I will take it nice and easy and I'll see you back. Moments later. Forget it. I'm not gonna do it again. I refuse. Okay, what else do I want to do in this cursed episode already? My goodness. 6,500, whatever. We got enough money back. I'm not gonna sweat it. I hate it. I hate it. Got 43,000 for that. I'll take the 8,000. What was it? 8,000 we recovered from that. 6,000. I'll take the 2,000 loss. Fine. Take it. Guess we should go back to the contracts and see what else we have there. Okay, nothing new. Plant a final mun. That I'm always willing to do, and that gives us 9 years to do it, plus an advance of 42,000. I'm always happy to plant a flag on the mun. And we have other things to do there. This one, by the way, I'm not as interested in doing now that I know that this is going to require 500 energy to do. You know what? Actually, that's kind of a fun thing. Do we get enough science to make it worthwhile? Find a mun crater. Guess you just put yourself in any crater, right? Oh, that's right. When I was interrupted earlier, I was saying that this might be doable. But I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Okay. Attach a new part to a satellite in orbit of Kerbal? Huh. Oh, interesting. And this is quite a lot of money. Not that I care about money. Stop thinking that way, Tortuga. But just out of curiosity, where is this satellite? Rocco Max. It must be the satellite. Okay, there's my first ship. There's Sheffel. My first ship number 2, of course. This must be it. That's not that far away. It's within my first ship number 2. I don't think I want to do that, though. Yep, this is the Rockomax one. Okay. Probably would be a good idea for me to do it. It's just that I need to learn how to carry parts around first. HG high gain antenna. Can I just put that onto my ship and go over there with it? I think that's the case. Okay, well, let me think about it. We have... Oh, yeah. So let me go over my plan for the series here, henceforth, what I want to do. The main thing I want to do, and I'm going to need science to do this, is I still want to do, as the finale of the series, I think we're gonna do Minmus, and we're gonna do at least like Luna or something. I mean, what's it called? Duna? We'll do at least Duna. But after that, I think that what we're going to end up doing is just trying to get the single stage to orbit thing to work. That's my favorite task. One that I don't know if I've ever succeeded at, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to fail forward. Try, fail, and then iterate. Hopefully improve somewhere along the lines. It's going to take a lot of science, but we do have a lot of science that we can potentially do that I haven't done. I have the rover arm, not the rover arm, but what's it called? We could just take a look at the science here. Plenty of science. What is this thing called? Well, give me something first so I can just... This one, the magnetometer boom. I think this generates quite a lot of science, and we haven't used it much yet. So, I guess the best thing for me to do, don't save this, is to go over to R&D. Anyways, I'll probably cut away and do some of that science gathering stuff. We can even do more operations around KSC. Certainly is plenty of science left there. Yeah, Duna. I think that we'll do a mission to Duna. But let me think about what's the magnetometer. Have I done it? I thought I've done the magnetometer study at least once. Seismic gravity. Bioweb's study. Munstone analysis. That's really funny. Have I not done it? Okay, so it would be in space low or in space high. I am surprised, but no, yeah, it does not look like I have done any of these things. So there's a lot of little science missions I should be doing in order to grab science. Okay, I'll cut away, I'll think about what I want to do, and then I'll come back when I have a plan. Okay, off camera, I have done a bit of science. So what exactly does that mean? Well, it means taking out the Fido and the Fido 2, and they're, well, the Fido basically in new forms. The Fido. Yes. So basically there were some places in the Kerbal Space Center that I hadn't explored yet, so they needed all the basic things like temperature, seismic, atmosphere, goo, material science, all that. Got that all squared away, and the Fido 2 is still that more elite stuff, the gravity and the atmosphere, atmospheric analyzer. Nonetheless, you can see the science now. We're sitting at 570. So what were we at before? 170 or so? We got like 400 science. You can see that from that, Kerbal Space Center itself, if I look at surface landing, I have 10 reports from almost all the locations here. The only one that I really need to make sure I get squared away is the VAB South Complex, which does disappear when you get the third upgrade for the VAB. So I need this one. I need to get all this because that's the one we can't go back to. Anyway, there's definitely some missing, so I'm expecting 10 with all the data there. And you can say, well, a perfect example is South Complex. VAB South Complex does need some additional love. Dish South looks like I missed something. I do this little AACEG. Okay, so this one's missing the gravity one. So AACEGMMSST. So I had to memorize the letters. Okay, enough about that. What we're going to do next is another little science mission. Just bringing you back in for a brief clip of what's going on in Tortuga's off-camera shenanigans. I'm busting out the old Starman. I've only ever shown a Starman 1 and 2, but I've now made a Starman 3, which is, the original Starman was, the first one to orbit or something? The Starman 3 is actually a regression. It's only 6,500, and of that, I think I'm going to be able to get most of it back. So this is just a simple, was this the flea or something? No, it's the hammer. I got a hammer on top of an engine, on top of a very small fuel, And this thing only has with it, the main thing, the new thing is, it has a parachute here, which I need to change out for, I guess it doesn't save this, which is unfortunate. But I'm going to put the experiment in there, that's what I want. I also don't want any monopropellant, which is good, so we'll save this again. Basically, this has 1 times EVA experiments, 1 times goo, and 1 times magnetometer. Very by design. I went through the research and development stuff, and I found that those are the 3 things that are global in low space that I haven't done. The low space biome dependent ones are gravity and EVAs, so I'm gonna have to just clean those up in a separate mission. But let's just quickly do the Starman 3. In fact, I don't even know if you need to see all this, the happenings. It's kind of fun to do it. Mission for this, by the way, is just get it right above 70,000, probably around 80,000 to buy us enough time. Do a quick EVA, do the EVA experiment, and then also, what's the other thing? Oh yeah, these 2 science experiments as well. So then, I guess off we go. I have calculated this to be enough to get us just, well, into space. Although, honestly, this is burning way too quickly. This is going to be very, very inefficient at what it's doing. Which is still probably going to be sufficiently efficient. We don't need much. Yeah, get rid of that. And we're going to still be slowing down. Don't know what that means. I'm going to let us slow down a little bit here. Turn that back off. We'll punch it when we get a little bit higher up. Punch it, Chewie. How about now? And then basically what I want to do is I want to keel over to the right a teeny bit. And then I want to see when we get up to around 80,000 or so. Cut. Good. So we have about 1/3 of our fuel left, which is good because I do want to... didn't show this, but we're only dealing with 1 parachute, and I don't think that's actually enough for this much weight. So I want to actually save a little bit of the burn. Maybe I can slow down on re-entry. But mostly what I want to make sure we have enough fuel to actually slow down our splashdown. And this definitely needs to be a splashdown. I hope it is. So to that point, we want to angle a little bit this way. But I'm not too worried about electric charge. I think this one has a... Oh yeah, it does have an alternator, which is good. We're not in space yet, but we're getting close. I might as well get the instruments ready. I can extend this already, just to speed things up a little bit, since we're, out of the atmosphere effectively. As soon as this goes live, we'll know. Boom, run, observe, and then we want to retract, and all this is done. Next things, I want to get him. You have to let go. Okay, good. Perform EVA science. He's gonna spin that, and realize that he's spinning himself too. And that is sufficient for... Okay, we'll just hit R to get him to stop spinning. Grab this and get back in. Okay, got it. Go back up. Yeah, we're just at the peak now. Just come down. The main thing is just to see where exactly we're gonna fall. I don't know, but we might actually be coming down right about in the correct right spot. It's looking pretty good. It's actually easier to tell from up here. Yeah, I think we will still push a little bit away. Again, it's good to be splashing down in the water. It's looking pretty good though. And now we're in the atmosphere, so we can kill off a little bit of our speed. First of all, we can also spacebar. Let me kill off a little bit of our speed. Okay, good. We're down to 420 at 50,000, so I'm not seeing any problems here. I think we're going to be fine. I will already use the drogue chutes. So I didn't explain the parachute setup. It's not great. And yeah, I do think we're cutting it a little bit close. Might use a little bit more speed to propel us. Make sure I'm being propelled into the water. So plenty of charge. It does look like we're going to be in the water though. Should I just trust? I guess I have to trust that I have a lot more horizontal velocity than I think. So, yeah, now to me it looks like we are going to go in the water. Okay, yeah, down surface we are moving a little bit right to left from this view, but drogue chutes will deploy soon. And once those... Okay, now that we have the drogue chutes out, I'm no longer worried. Okay, so I will see you back down at the bottom. Okay, we're getting very low, and 9 is too fast. I want that to be like 5. So once we get a little bit closer, I'm going to use the very little remaining fuel that we have to slow our descent. My goal is to hit with, like I said, less than 6. And right at the bottom here, I think we'll give it an extra kick. Very nice. Perfect. It worked perfect. We got it. We got everything. That's perfect. And we're actually really close to KSC. The dramatic scrolling out almost proved me wrong, but yeah. Okay, so let's EVA. I don't know if we have surface sample stuff to take here. Guess not. I don't think we can do this again. I don't want to risk it, so let's just board and recover. Okay, so that was good. Another effective science grabbing. And I have my science from the Kerbal Space Program wiki up. Got 70 science from that. Mostly from that magnetometer. 5777 was recovered, and that is out of 66. So, you know, cost us less than 1,000, about 1,000, let's say, to get all that done, but well worth it. Now, the next mission I want is, so this will require another design. I'll cut away here. I want to do something which has a polar orbit so that we can get every biome. And for that, I need to make sure it has gravity, and then the EVAs, I think, is the main thing. Let me just, I'll double check on that, but I'll come back with the results. See you in a sec. Okay, yeah, cool. I'm back. I am in a polar orbit, more or less. Well, that's actually, damn, that's pretty much spot on. Didn't realize I got that close. I was kind of flying by the seat of my pants, but you know, anyways, it happened. Have 700 meters per second delta V. I should actually show you what we got up in. And then I can just run a bunch of experiments off camera, but let me go to the Space Center. Quickly jump into the vehicle assembly bay. Quickly jump into the vehicle. Quickly. Thank you. Jeez, man. Okay, so anyways, this is the Radiance 2. I decided that we're going to continue with this theme of, for these science missions, we'll just continue to rename existing ones. This is very similar to the Radiance 1. In fact, I even left the 3 tail fins on. We could get rid of the 3 parts here and just add 1 top, but it's almost the same. Got rid of the material science on the bottom and added instead, well, if I go to the Radiance 2, we can just see exactly what it is. Did also modify the thrust limiter down to 75, which I found is really good for this thing. I kind of recommend the 4 tail fins on the bottom, but of the 26,000 of this, we will jettison about 3,000. No, sorry, about 4,000. We'll jettison about 4,000, and sorry, then we'll jettison this, which will be another like 1,000. No, more like 1,500. Anyways, okay, so we're jettisoning everything here, and it may look like most of the rocket, which it is, But 90% of the cost is up here. We have 2 solar panels, because I want the SAS, but I want this to be powered by, this has to be powered by a scientist, so I can do repeat experiments. So I got the probodobodyne, but this is the most expensive part of this, is the gravity things are 8,800. So this is basically, it's close to 18,000 in science just on the top. Then we have the probodobodyne and the command module, so those, you know, it's basically a little bit over 20,000, or around 20,000 is sitting in this top area. So that should be completely recoverable. Even better if we can get it pretty close to Kerbal Space Center, then we get a higher recovery rate. So that's that. Basically that's all I wanted to say. I'm gonna go do the rest of those missions, which is basically EVA and gravity. Every biome. It's one of those that you can get every biome. So I plan to do that, and I'll see you back when I've done it. Re-entering the atmosphere with our science equipment. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but everything's worked out so far. We have 19 experiments, which includes all 11 biomes with the gravity sensors, which I didn't need the scientist for, and luckily for me, because it must have been one of those things where I switched the pilot and then didn't save it or something. Because I had thought of that, but I think I even mentioned it. Anyways, it looks like we're going to be landing pretty close, and I don't know if any of the science experiments are going to survive this, but if they don't, that's not the worst thing, because I have all the science stored, so it's just unfortunate that we'll lose 20,000 credits, but I think it's worth it in the end. Science is very important. My guess is we'll lose it, but I thought I'd bring you in for the fun. Those solar panels, actually the science doesn't look like it's going to go. I think yeah. Alright. So the next hope I have is that one parachute is enough to actually save us here. And we will be landing pretty close again to the Space Center. So that is good news. Nice and safely going to drop back into the water at only 5 meters per second, which is definitely slow enough not to lose a part. Maybe the solar panels. I don't know. But those are not too expensive. Nope, didn't lose them. But okay, recover, and let's see how much science all that gravity for every biome that I know exists in on Kerbin. See how much all that is worth. Oh my gosh, 252. Alright, we are seriously in business with only almost 900 science. And I did get, look at that, 18,500 back from the 24,000 price tag. So I will definitely take 250 science for 5,000. Just confirm that that is true. Maybe it was more expensive. How much did we lose? It was 18,000 we got back. Oh boy. That's right. I need to reopen it. Radiance 2. This thing is 26,000. Yeah, so that's 8,000. Actually, that takes me to the last thing I want to cover in this video, which is what to do with all this science. Here. I want this. I might as well. I don't think it. Yeah, it doesn't nullify the contract. So I want this because I want the Panther. Then I want this, which has all these goodies. And then I want this. Because what I want is this. We'll be a little bit short on science, of course, 550, which is basically what we have right now, and we're out 300 to get this, which is high altitude flight. This does have the Mark II stuff, which I don't really use that much, but a lot of people do use it. I mean, it is modeled after the space shuttle. I just don't know if I would want to use it or not. Maybe I will for the SSTO. Anyways, if I do this, that's 300. That'll leave me about 180, which means I'd still have enough for any of these tiers. Like the modules, maybe I'll want the better modules, but at least we do have the Mark 1-2 module or Mark II module. I actually don't remember where it comes from. Is it here? Here? Oh yeah, here it is, Mark II command pod. So because we have this one, I have the ability to do the two-person command pods. That's sufficient for the rescue missions, which is probably another thing I'll do off camera, but I'll just get that one out of the way. Yeah, you know, I'm going to commit to this. I'm just going to go for it. And now we just need to find a way to get call it 300 science. And after that, which I think we can, do some min-miss stuff at this point and get some more science. Yeah, I'll just keep scrubbing for science. I'll probably do another mission for the outer, not just the inner Kerbin, but the high space around Kerbin. I might go over to the Mun and start collecting like magnetometer stuff there. I don't know. Got lots of little things we can do. I'll probably bring you back in for the magnetometer around the Mun one, because that's going to be the same biome type thing that I did here. Okay, thought I'd come in with a quick update here. Bring this thing down. This is the upper atmosphere. No, sorry, not the long distance outer space. With all the gravity survey stuff, and plus having all the a second repeat of the inner gravity stuff. And I think this is going to net me quite a lot of science. I can also give an update that I'm doing the rescue mission. Just make this kind of like an update, little 2 minutes. Hopefully I can finish this all in 2 minutes, but I'm expecting maybe 150 science. Maybe more, maybe less. Oh my gosh, 350. Okay, good. Yeah, I wanted to be conservative, but that's music to my ears. 350. Wow, that's awesome. We're getting close to all we need for the SSTO stuff, which I guess will be probably next episode then. No. Min-miss first, and then the SSTO, which means we're fine for SSTO just because, well, we obviously have everything we need. We'll get a lot of science for the min-miss stuff. Let me just kind of scan. I'll scan this real fast. Well, I'll scan it afterwards, but okay, one sec. Space low gives me 1.8 for this follow-up. The space high gives me 30 for the initial and 2.7. Because I only had one gravity thing, I had the ability to only reuse it once. So it shows me that we have 50% more science from space high versus space low. Which means that I can do 2.7 times 10. There's 11 biomes which I get the gravity from. And that means that there's 10 remaining ones that I didn't double up on. Which means I'm only looking at 27 science for all that. Not bad. 9,350. Let's just take a look at 9,350 versus... Which one was this? This was the... Radiance 3, I think? Yeah, this was the Radiance 3. So we lost about 8,000 on that one. Okay, not bad. The other one, which is now up in the rescue... on a rescue mission, is the Rescue Ranger. This Rescue Ranger does come equipped with all the one-off science stuff that we need to do from Space High, including the magnetometer, the 3 goos, which I already messed up ding-dong old Tortuga, so I'm only going to get 1 goo from all this because I captured it, and then of course 3 don't fit into the module, only 1 does. I should have just left them. I think that these science parts might blow off, but I'm not sure. Well, look at that. 820 science. I have been a busy little bee. I've completed 2 contracts, so let's take a look at those. Well, yeah, I finally finished the Panther one that I was just holding on to so that we had the Panther itself. Actually, it's still a nice mission. It gives us 5 science, a little bit of spending cash. That one's done. And then I picked up another random contract just to test something on the launch site. Those are both done. That's definitely didn't give me very much science. What I have been doing is just kind of relaxing, putting on a nice video on the second monitor. Even some music at some point, just, really kind of relaxing. And I have been really hoovering up all the free science that Kerbal Space Center has to offer. We're looking at some 10 out of 10. 10 is the most you can have. If you have all 10, you can't get any more. And I have all of them except for the R&D center stuff. So we have the R&D. Looks like we have like a couple points here we could do a little bit better on. Material studies, mystery goo, and surface samples. Those are always the well, not always the 3, but those are, especially surface sample and material study, that's not atypical for me to have that one incomplete. Surface sample is the hardest because it requires multiple command modules, or you have to go back many times with one command module. So I'm still working on that one on the corner lab. We can see main building is looking pretty good. Observatory looking good. I mean, I have really spent way too much time, frankly. Yeah, anyways, I've just really been looking at ways to gather up some of the free science laying around, which mostly is Kerbal Space Center. I've also done actually not just Kerbal Space Center, but I made a few missions over to Grass is now at 10. Highlands I'm missing, I think, Gravity. And Mountains is missing Gravity. So I'll probably make another trip back with Gravity. I really like the Tortanic. It's a real fun thing to fly. I think the Fido is up right now. Oh, down. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there it is. The Tortanic 3 is the most recent version of it. I just need to throw some gravity on it. This thing is nice. It floats. I've landed this thing. It does not stall out completely, but it actually glides at 25 meters per second, which I find wonderful and a bit impressive. Okay, so what are we going to do? We have science to spend, and we know what we could spend it on, Hypersonic Flight. But I think we're going to wait. We have, I want to wait to do Hypersonic Flight until after I go to Minmus. Then after that, obviously the only thing is to either leave the influence of Kerbin entirely, go to the Kerbol, the sun influence, or to Duna or any of the other planets. But in my opinion, it's going to be time to... I think it's going to be so fun to try to get a single stage to orbit. Something working like that. I do owe it to myself to get the next... Is it the Cheetah? I think this is the Cheetah. A little bit confusing, by the way. The name here is LV-T91. What we saw is that the LV-TX-87 stands for the medium-sized ones, and then the L... Just the L... Come on, where's an example? LV-909. Yeah, the LV-T30. So the fact that this has a T in it and not a TX, I feel like is a typo. Unless this one actually is not for the medium-sized one, but I believe it is supposed to be a TX. I'm almost positive. Let me just go ahead and research it. We still even have enough to do this science, and you know, what I want to do right now is send a mission to do the MUN, to get the... in fact, I'll do that right now, even. I'm going to send a mission to the MUN. It's getting a little chaotic here. Where is she? There she is. I'm going to do the low-high science, and I actually have an a space vessel being prepared. Let's see if she opens up. Oh no. Should be the 3S. There it is. No. It's not the Odysseus 3S though. It's the... Oh, it is. Okay. Odysseus 3S. This thing is just covered in science. We've got magnetometers, we have gravity. I'll probably get rid of some of these gravity. But anyway, this is where I'm going to send to do an orbit of the MUN. Basically just to gather science. Alright, I just made a scientist-friendly version of it. It only has one of the science parts. Except for the mystery goo. Why does the mystery goo not have multiple? Why did I go with multiple for this one? 0.05. Okay, this is just silly. Let's do it this way though. Let's put one right here. One right here. And one right here, because these all weigh the same. I'll take this off. It'll only appear once, which will be on this side. I'll get it to be maybe 1, 2, 3. And this one looks to be about 1, 2, 3, but we'll put it right there. Alright, good. So those are both 0.05, and then these are all 0.005, I believe. So we're in business. We have... we should be nice and balanced. I hope. And then this one is not going to make the re-entry, but that's okay. Most of this is coming back, actually. I think about 15,000 should be recovered, because a lot of that is like 9,000 of it is this gravity thing. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, so the last thing I want to do before we cut away and I try to undertake this mission is upgrade some things. We got 1.5 million, and I really do want to upgrade the tracking station, so it's going to be impossible for us to do either of these, but honestly, we're able to do everything we need to do so far. 255 in basic action groups. I don't know if we'll ever need custom action groups. Doesn't seem like I haven't needed them yet, and by the time we need them, I assume we'll be able to afford them. Don't really need this one. Don't really need that. Although it's surprisingly expensive. I don't know why that's so expensive. So here, this is what I want to do because it gives us maneuver tool available. I don't really know what that means because I feel like you already have the maneuver tool, but well, there it is. I kind of forgot to bring you guys back in for some of the fun stuff. I was just running the experiments and I had Bob here. I managed to make it here, by the way, without any SAS, which is a royal pain in the bum, but that's fine. Let's focus on the Odysseus 3 S2, Science 2. S2 meaning the second version because the first one was not meant for scientists, but this one is. So I can go ahead and log this, and I already have the Midlands, but let's just take a look at all the science we have so far. Okay, we have gravity high over Midlands. We have the goo high over the Mun. Material study high. EVA. Oh, did I do an EVA for the Midlands? We'll find out, I guess. This is just above. This is in space near. Oh, this is the atmospheric study. Oh, I have to do those again. That's right. Gravity scan. I got to do all those again. Because we're not just near the Mun, now we got the high ones. Okay, you'll be able to see some fun stuff, if indeed I have not done the temperature stuff in orbit of the Mun yet. Or I don't even need to have been in orbit of the Mun, so probably I've already done those. Magnetometer, this is near. It's 135 science. It's wonderful. Let's go ahead and do an EVA here, and let's flex our scientific muscles. Log, yep, oh. The space high is 40. This? Alright, I don't know if I've done those yet, so let me just grab them. And take the data. Take the data. I don't need to take the data, but this will assure it survives in case the science instruments themselves do not. I'm going to save my... So the good thing about having the science stuff on the outside is that you can store an extra, a duplicate experiment for the ones that need to be run multiple times. That for us is the goo and the gravity. Temperature, the pressure barometer, and the magnetometer are all one use only. This one's also like a run 4 or 5 time one, the material studies. So I'll be able to grab another one of this. I want that redundant one to be the near Mun one. So I guess I will just take and store, and do I have an EVA for this? Okay, so in high, that's right. EVAs, you don't need EVAs for unique biomes when you're in space high, only in space low. I actually brought, I hate this actually, that I brought my science experiment, but in one of the, I think I forgot to hit Z at the start of the launch, so my vessel, which is suspended on those 2 clamps, just fell and blew up. So I quickly reverted. It looks like when you revert, it takes away the inventory and replaces it with the default, in this case a parachute. Bob Kerman had the science experiment, which I could have done, so frustrating. I could have done that twice, one for low space, one for high space. C'est la vie, we won't be able to do it now, but that's fine. We're going to get a ton of science from this anyway. This will be enough for us to do the SSTO, even if we don't do Minimus at all. And that's the whole point. So I think we have enough footage for this episode. This is quite a lot. I'll just come back in when I complete this mission. And again, the only other thing that's happening right now is that we're still waiting for the Rescue Ranger to eventually complete its inner loops enough times to catch up with the shuffle. Oh, it's a miracle. Everything worked out well. I cannot tell a lie. This is actually the first attempt for this mission, which is a rarity. We got it right on the first try. I'm expecting, like maybe 600 science from this, seriously. Not a lot of money back, maybe 12,000, 10,000? Because we're pretty far away from the Kerbal Space Program, or Kerbal Space Center. Wow, 960 science. Yeah, that's actually, I think, enough for us to get the final thing. I do want to just check one thing. What is it? Okay, so Terrestrial study high over the Mun is 50. Okay, gravity from space just above is 60. Gravity just above is 60. Gravity all in space high is 40. Okay, so gravity, that makes sense, by the way. The further away you go from Kerbin, the more science, which means that a low orbit is rewarded more than a high orbit anywhere except for Kerbin. It makes sense. Anyways, quite a lot of science collected. This is just going to add to it. And we got, hey, there it is, 11,000. Just right smack in the middle of my estimate, which was 10 to 12,000. And that is, okay, so we recovered about half of it. We only lost 13,000 for, tons of science. I guess this is the first time, in this series at least, that I've been over 1,000 science. And not something which happens very often in many of my series. We do actually have enough to get both. My goodness. And we just got the heavier rocket research, which I incidentally forgot to check if that rocket goes to the big or the small, but I'm pretty sure I can just replace this guy with that other one. And it should be a fit. Yes, it is. Okay, good. So the Cheetah it's very good, by the way, for, I think it's very good for space travel. This is one that you'd want in outer space. Not very good at sea level, but it's very good in a vacuum. So a lot of the designs we're doing are actually kind of, the Bobcat is good for initial lift. A lot of the use that we're going to want from these later are going to involve the Cheetah. And by the way, I think it is the most efficient. The middle tier actually has very efficient, the Bobcat's very efficient, and the Cheetah's very efficient. I think that the way they balance that is that the thrust is not that much higher than the ones, and the weight of these fuel containers is pretty big. Nonetheless, that's where we're going to call this video to a close. So how exciting. I'm not going to do the science yet so that we can do it first thing next video. And I think that that's going to be, we'll do the mission to Minmus next episode, and then in 2 episodes we'll do the SSTO, and that might be with the last episode of the series. We'll end on a big finale. Okay, until the next one, thanks for watching, stay safe, and take care.